Right. I'm going to start again because we are now live on Facebook. Life is magnificent and it is wonderful and it is fantastic. And so, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the World Storytelling Cafe. And we are indeed crossing the world. In the audience, we have at least Washington, D.C., Baba C. In Reading, we have Mike Fagerty. I'm sitting in a car park in somewhere, Cirencester, I think, having got my day got totally held up. But in Punjab, we have the magnificent, the extraordinary, the star, or one of the stars. What, in case there's someone else listening there, one of the stars of our young international tellers and a veteran. I mean, she tells like she's been telling for 1,000 years, but in fact, she has only recently had her 13th birthday. Happy birthday to you, Jasname, for a few weeks ago. And it was lovely to see you in the UK. And but have you got a story for us?
Yeah, I do.
Well, could we hear it?
Yes, sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Jasname, and I'm here with a new story. The name of my story is The First Pair of Shoes. Many years ago, when there were no televisions, no phones, no radios, there were just nothing, not even shoes. One day, a king decided to go for a walk in his kingdom. As there were no shoes, so he did not wear anything. He went barefoot to the walk. As he entered the garden, he got sand on his feet. He felt quite uncomfortable because he hated sand. He hated mud, sand, thorns, stones, and everything. He liked clean places. So as he moved on, he came into a bush, and so he stepped onto a thorn. That was now unbearable. And so he ran back to his palace and said, "What's this? This is my kingdom. It should be clean. No mud, no thorns, nothing." And so he appointed his minister to take care that there is no sand in the whole kingdom and there is no thorns as well. Now that minister thought for a while in the night. He thought and he thought. And he thought, what if he broomed the sand and the thorns away? And so he clapped. Many soldiers came and they all started to broom the kingdom. Now by morning, as there were thousands and thousands of soldiers working, by morning the dust had gone up. It did not go away, but it was stuck in the leaves, and the dust was still there. And the thorns were thrown away. Now when the king again went for a walk, he started to cough. There's so much sand in the atmosphere. What have you done? Don't you know anything? And so he came to the kingdom again. And he scolded his minister and said, "This is your last chance. You have to do a thing." And so that night it rained a lot. All the sand came down back to the ground. The minister, again in his thoughts at night, thought what to do. There is no option left. Then he saw a carpet and thought, what if I carpet the whole kingdom? The sand will be below it, and there would surely be no problem. So he clapped again, and thousands of soldiers came. But one of them was the wisest man. As he owned a cloth shop, he had many carpets, many clothes. So he told them that I would like to go to the king and tell him one thing, if you allow me. So both of them, the minister and the wisest man, went to the king. The minister said, "Dear king, I have thought to put carpets in the whole kingdom. What do you think?" While the wise man interrupted and said, "Well, dear king, I have another brilliant and great idea, which is better than this carpet for sure." He said, "What if I give you a cloth to wear on your foot? Your foot would be covered, and so there would be no dust or sand." The king thought for a while and said, "I guess this wise man is correct." And the wise man took out his finest cloth. He made a shoe out of it, and so the king wore it. That's how shoes were invented. Thank you.
And thank you, Jasnami. Now, well, I've always wondered who had the idea of covering my feet. And I've always been very grateful when I've been walking through glass. So, now, some other people have entered. Well, round of applause, I think, for Jasnami before any further, obviously. And it's so good to have you back we've been missing you on Tuesdays while you've been on airy planes and stuff. So have I got any, because I can't see who's up here. Have I got any other young tellers here today? I've admitted a few people, but is anyone
Not
else
yet.
a young teller?
Not yet.
Well,
But why don't we ask Jasna about her travels while we're waiting?
we could, yes.
Because now she's internationally acclaimed.
Absolutely. So Jasna, tell us about your trip to England.
It was quite fun because I met many people over there and it was quite beautiful. So when I went to that session, which was my session, I enjoyed a lot because different storytellers, there were artists and there were poets as well. So everyone did their shows, so did I. And so I had a lot of fun. It was a great trip over there.
Fantastic. And you went to the Lake District, didn't you, for a visit?
Yes, I went to the Lake District also. It was also very amazing. It was like a scenery.
Jasna, did you meet John Rowe while you were in Great Britain? I always get nervous.
Yeah, I did it. I met him.
You did meet him. Is he as tall in life as he appears to be on the broadcast?
I guess so.
It was a great honor. I met the whole family. I went to Jasname's mother's brother's house in just West London is the easiest way to describe it. And it was brilliant. And it's just down the road. I noticed driving out, it's just down the road from where from Runnymede, where the Magna Carta was signed.
Oh, okay. Jasna, oh, go ahead, John.
Yeah, well, it's kind of an important document because it kind of lays the groundwork for democracy or democracy, depending on how you look at it. But as we know it, because in Good and Bad Kings, King John comes into the bad king department, and but it was so the barons decided that because obviously the serfs and workers didn't have any power, and they decided to actually force him to actually keep his to limit his powers, and so the Magna Carta was signed. And that's Runnymede, and it was just down there. It was literally about 3 or 4 miles from where Jasname was staying. It's a very important historical place.
So Jasname was being historical and meeting historical places as well.
Absolutely.
All right. Jasname, did you meet anyone else from the Storytelling Cafe community? I think you did. I think you met my Canadian friend.
Yeah, I did. I met Kat. I met
Norman.
Mike and Shane.
Norman.
I met them, like Norman also.
Did he bring his story stone?
Yeah, he did. And I narrated the story as well.
All right. So it sounds like you were celebrity among celebrities. It's all right to say yes.
So I just said, let me look at who's around at the moment, who's in the cafe.
Well, he's in the cafe, and I presume the other World Storytelling Cafe might be Ali.
Yeah, but we got no. But I did admit someone, and they've gone away. So
right, we've had 2 people who were signing in, and then they dropped off. So I'm assuming they had network challenges. We had another Jasname trying to sign in, but I think that might have been one of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that may have been one of her peeps, part of her family.
So Jasname, do you happen to have, while we're waiting for other people to get in, do you have a second story? Because we've missed you, so we need another story from you, really. Now you're a professional and can and have about 3,000 stories in your head.
Yeah, I do have it.
Well, let's hear it.
So this story is about one question. Many years ago, in the court of Akbar, there was said to be the wisest man of the whole world. It was Birbal. He had solution of every doubt. He had answer of every question. And now the ministers of other courts were quite jealous of him. They thought that Birbal never deserved the praise he got. One day, a minister set off his way to Akbar's court to test Birbal's intelligence because he had heard a lot about him and he wanted to prove Birbal wrong. On his way to Akbar's court, he met many people and they all told him that Birbal is the wisest man. You can't prove him wrong. But he always said, let's see what happens. And so finally he entered the court of Akbar. He bowed to the king and said, Dear Majesty, I'm here to test Birbal's knowledge. I have heard a lot about him. I have heard his praise, I have heard his answers and all his wisdom. So I wanted to test his intelligence as well. And so Akbar said, yes, why not? Birbal will be pleased to answer. Saying this, Birbal entered the court. They both took their places. And then the minister asked, Birbal, I have heard a lot about you. I am here to test your intelligence, your wit, and your wisdom. And so he started. What would you like to answer me with? Would you like to answer 1 difficult question or 100 easy questions? And so Birbal said, I would like to answer with 1 difficult question. So the minister said, well, are you sure it's a difficult question? And Birbal said, I am very sure. And so the stranger asked him, who came first, the hen or the egg? Birbal thought for a while. He thought and he thought. And then finally he said, I guess the hen came first. Now this minister asked him, why do you think so? The hen came first. How can you prove it to us? And Birbal interrupted him and said, dear minister, I guess in the starting you told me if I wanted to answer one difficult question or 100 difficult questions. And I said one difficult question. And I guess your one question is over. This is the second question. And now the minister was shocked. He had no words and he felt ashamed. That's how Birbal again showed his wisdom and proved that he could never be wrong. Thank you.
Absolutely brilliant.
That was fantastic. That was that was just so. What was the name of that character?
Akbar and Birbal. It was Birbal.
And are there lots of stories about him?
Yes.
See, I love those characters, because I mean, in the Middle East, it's Nasruddin, and in Morocco it's Juha, and so we've got the Punjab version now, and I found another one, which I can't remember his name, but in Afghanistan. They're the same character and they keep appearing all over. It's wonderful. So the Mike.
Oops.
Have you got anything you want to say to Jasnami?
Yes, I have. Now that you're a teenager, your storytelling is every bit as good as when you were younger. It's excellent today. 2 great stories. I love that last one, especially. I was not sure about the shoes because I forget to wear shoes. And I went to Camp Mohawk on Saturday and my son suddenly said to me, because I went with him and my grandchildren, he said, why you've got your slippers on? And I just forgot to put the shoes on. So slippers are a good thing, I think, especially if they're kind of weather. Anyway, that's got nothing to do with your stories. I loved your stories. I always do. Have you told any of the stories yet from that book about the brave girls? That's what I've been wondering.
Actually, I'm reading it yet because I'll first finish it, then narrate it for sure by next week. Thank you.
Brilliant. I look forward to it. My favorite is Tokoyoto, or whatever her name is, Tokoyo, about the snake, the serpent. It's a lovely story. A bit bloodthirsty.
Baba C, have you got anything to say?
Oh yes, you know, my chest has been out like a proud peacock, and I've been telling everyone, that's my niece from India. That's my niece from India. But I must say, first of all, your stories about the shoes was a shoe-in and very soulful. 2 bad puns. Okay. But I want to ask you a question, Jasmine May. People aside, what were 3 of your most favorite things about your travels in Great Britain? And your stories were wonderful, as always. Now you're 13, so people may start calling you Mum very soon. That's a bad joke. But anyhow, what were 3 of your favorite things about your travels while you were in Great Britain?
First of all, I loved the session. And second, I got many gifts. And the third was like roaming around. So it was fun, like seeing new things.
All right. So as Mike said, because he changed his name, I almost called him somebody else. Your stories are, you get better and better each time. I'm still remembering the first time you told a story. And now, hi everyone, my name is Jasmine. And I just think that's so fantastic. And keep on doing what you do. You are a very good example for not only the younger people and people your age, but you're a good example and good energy for those of us who more, what is the word I'm looking for, John? I don't want to say
disintegrating.
No, you're a good example for those of us who have traveled further.
Mature.
Mature, yes, yes. So thank you. Keep, well, except for maybe Mike. Okay. Mike and I have behaved today. So that's a testament of how good of a storyteller you are. So keep on doing what you do. Keep on inspiring us.
Right now,
Thank
I've
you so
got
much.
a question for you, Jasnami. In a few weeks' time, 1, 2, 3, 4 weekends time, on Saturday at 5 o'clock UK time, I'm doing a special young international storytellers program at a big festival called Folk East. And we'll be on a big screen in there and we'll be able to see. Are you able to be one of my young tellers that night?
Yeah, sure. I would love to join.
I'll send a message to your mum and about with all the details. It'll be coming on the same way, just through the World Storytelling Cafe. And I need and Baba Sewell, I've got you on that Friday. I want to put on about 3 tellers from around the world for stories for children at 6 o'clock. So, but it's 4 weekends time. It's 4
Okay,
Fridays time.
It's not the 5th.
No, you are already the Magnificence on the 5th.
Because I'll be telling stories for children and celebrating my birthday as I will be doing all month long.
So 5th is Harlequin. I'm just thinking 5th is Harlequin. The next one's Croppedy. So it's three Fridays after that, but it will just be one story because I want to get some other people from around the world telling stories. Because that's the magic. If we get it into, and I'm hoping Kamal will come on from the. Well, is Kamal still there in the cafe? I don't know, but I can't see the cafe.
I'm not sure who's actually in the cafe.
Well,
Waleed
there's Waleed in the actual cafe, but is Kamal with him? But anyway, I shall.
There are two. There's World Storytelling.
I know, but Waleed will be in the actual cafe, I think. So, not anyway. We'll have someone from the cafe, and we'll have it broadcasting out from the cafe. We'll have a big international party, and so Fridays will be the stories for children, about 3 tellers. I'll get another 2 people on with you. Saturday's going to be young international tellers.
Hi.
And Sunday will be an extra worldwide story round. But all these programs are just sort of 3/4 an hour to an hour each. So it's all part of a big folk festival I'm part of. So and that'll be, well, if you look up Folk East on the if you Google Folk East as festival, that will give you the dates. But I'll put it up in the chat anyway. Right, is there no one else joining us? I can't see any other young tellers.
Hello.
Waleed.
Yeah.
Did you want to say something? But there are no other 25 and younger. Wait a minute, Waleed, are you under 25?
Yeah.
Well, if you're have you got a story for us?
I look younger.
How old are you, Waleed?
25.
Ah, you're not under 25. Oh yeah, okay. So, do you happen to have a story in your head, Wally?
No, not yet.
That's okay. I'm coming over later in the year. I'm going to train the lot of you. So for the moment, I'm going to call it, and I'm going to announce what's happening. So on this Friday, the 29th, we will be live from Cambridge Folk Festival. So hopefully that'll be Baden Prince, Yanina, Donald Nelson, myself, and whoever else gets there. And then on nothing on the the Sunday is Worldwide Story Round.
Okay.
So Sunday, that is the 31st. And Tuesday, of course, next Tuesday will be the magnificent, the incredible, our favorite night of the week, the International Young International Storytellers. The fact that tonight it was storyteller singular, but I think a lot of things happen around this, and people on holiday and all sorts of things. So people are busy. It's really difficult to find. But well done, Jasname, for coming on tonight. That it was your program. Then on the 5th, I'm thinking there's someone else doing young stories for young people on the 5th, whose name I can't quite recall. I think
It's
his
magnificent Baba C. Have you forgotten, John? Baba C, the Magnificent, will be doing it.
Oh, Baba C. Oh, that guy. Right. So August 5th, Baba C will be with me and you. So on that's 6 o'clock UK time. And then we just get into a whole round of things from then on. But that's enough for our memory cells for tonight. So
Hey, John,
yep.
may I just mention that on August 6th, just to share the information, on August 6th, we have a celebration here called Watermelon Day DC and Baba C's birthday celebration. And it's an intergenerational, inclusive outdoor fair that's going to be from 3 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Washington, D.C. And we always have a lot of fun. We have a lot of young
So
people.
if anyone happens to be in Washington, D.C., if that's where you'll be,
Yes,
be with Baba C.
it's going to be fun. And if they record it, I don't know if they're going to do any Zoom, but if they do, I will be more than glad to share it.
Be fantastic. So we got that. But for now, Jasname, thank you very much for being our teller for tonight. Ali and
Waleed.
those folks in the World Storytelling Cafe.
Yes.
Waleed, and I'm looking forward to meeting you when I get over there, hopefully in October. And the Kamal's there. So, and Ali, as usual, thank you for flying the magic carpet. So, good night, everyone.
Bye. Good night.
Take care.
Good afternoon.
Waleed, I used to have hair like that. No, I didn't. Take care, everybody. Enjoy your day. And thanks for flying the magic carpet.
You're welcome, Baba.
See you out.